So I got Cheque, Mr. Superboy Cheque. How are you doing, sir?
Very good. How are you?
I'm not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just living out the best days of the pandemic as best as possible. I mean, things are opening up on our side a little bit more, so we've got a little bit more freedom. Still a bit techie, but we're getting a little bit more freedom. How are things going on your side?
Good. No, the same thing. Things are getting free a little bit, so it's good.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, how has the past year been for you in general? Because obviously, the pandemic must have affected people in different ways. I know that with your recent release with Fireboy DML, like History, is your first single of this year. But as far as like musically, like have things have been easy or difficult as far as creating music, and how things been mentally for you as a whole, like considering the pandemic, like we're still a year in this.
Yeah, the pandemic, it's just restriction was the major problem, that came with the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think, some people might say the pandemic allowed for a lot of people to have access to music and really digest music. I think I heard that kind of stuff. But, the only major problem is performance. There was no really space to go and perform the music that was doing well at that time.
Mm.
And it just record more, the pandemic. So, there are some positives and negatives, that's the that's basically the pandemic.
It
But
seems to
then
be. Yeah, go on.
I finished my album that I'm about to drop, that will soon drop. So that's, just what happened throughout the
Yeah, it seems like a lot of artists, like I've been speaking with, like they seem to have this like create more creative juices flowing because obviously we've had more time to be indoors and just reflect on stuff. So it sounds like for you, because I mean, I know you've done some tracks in 2019 when you first signed, and you did like a project in 2020 as well. I think it was in round about July. We're going to go into that in a little bit. But I know that you also had your birthday back in March. So happy belated for when March happened. How did you celebrate? Like, was it easy just to do a celebration this year compared to last year?
no, no, I was at the strip club, honestly. I did actually.
Straight to the point. Yeah, yeah. Put them dollars up for them asses, man. You know the ones.
Basically, because I never really celebrated my birthday before now. So I just have fun.
Yeah, I mean, find ways to do it, man. Like, oh yeah, just random day, my birthday at the strip club. Like, pretend nothing's even happened. You know what I mean? Get them girls shaking their asses. You know the ones there. you know.
Good.
But I also notice a trend when it comes to African artists in general. I always know this trend that always happens, right? They tend to have short hair at the beginning, right? And then later on, they then like make plaits. They always like draw plaits afterwards and grow plaits. Was that like a conscious decision for you, like in a way of like you wanted to brand yourself at the point of you being Czech? Or was it something for you where you just thought like, do you know what? Let me try something different. It had nothing to do with music.
My hair, I never planned on making my hair. It was Joe. I think I was in the house one day, and then somebody came to visit me and was playing with my hair and started plaiting my hair. That was where the plaiting came. Then he increased to one doing this. Honestly, I never really planned to make my hair. It just started that day. Started. I took a picture with it, and they were like, "Oh, you look like whatever they said. I forgot." But the hairstyle, then I changed the hairstyle. Then I changed to a bunch of plenty. Then I landed at the braids. So I just losing it, waiting for my hairdresser definitely to come get it back to where it is.
Is it
Mhm.
is it restricting at the moment, knowing that is it difficult to get like to your hairdresser at the moment, or is it just like you can give them a call and say, "Hey, get your ass down here now."
Yeah, they're on their way. They're on their way.
Straight up, just call him and just like, yeah, get my shit sorted, man. Well, let's take it back for our audience just to get a little taster about you for those that may not know. So you're born in Ondo State in Nigeria, if I'm correct. Okay. So I know that you've moved around to Lagos. This was after you graduated from university, but did you move to other parts of Nigeria, or was it just Ondo State and Lagos?
On those states. I schooled in Osun State, then Lagos. Then I came to Lagos after Osun State.
Oh, okay, okay. So a couple of places that you've been to, but you've always kept in Nigeria for pretty much all your life.
I've never been outside Nigeria till now. I've
Really?
never
So
been out.
so so outside of Nigeria, then what sort of places have you only centered in Nigeria, or have you been to other places in the world?
No, I meant I have not stepped outside of the country. That's what I'm saying.
Oh wow. Okay. So there's a lot of traveling that you need to do, my friend. Like is there somewhere that you're hoping to go to? Like is there a particular like place in the world that you really want to go to?
You know, naturally, because I love Nigeria a lot, because I'm used to it. One,
Mm.
that is one of I know I love them for. And then I watch a lot of American movies, so definitely America has to be part of that place. I'm used to that. And then, you know, I want to go to everywhere because I think every places have different characteristics that make all the countries great. So I just want to visit a lot of places. I would definitely do that. So
What's your favorite American movie that you've watched?
I got plenty. First thing that always comes to my head, 2001, Pearl Harbor. I love that one, Ben Affleck. I love Pulp Fiction, 1994. I love Shawshank Redemption. Love that one. Then I love the Joker Batman 2008.
Was
I'm
that
not
The
sure
Dark
it's
Knight?
2008. Yes, 2008. Definitely.
Right.
Yeah, that's. I love a lot of I love Notebook 2004. I think I love that. I used to watch it a lot. And then there's a movie I have a lot. I love the Fight Club 1999. I love that. I love that. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, I love that. I love Johnny Depp in that, man. Like he just made the role like so epic.
I love all DiCaprio's movies, no exception.
Titanic?
Everything. Titanic is not my favorite, but I love his movies. Everything, The Beach, everything people are not even talking about. Like the one he did with DiCaprio that he was his brother in '93, I think. Yeah, because
Okay.
I'm a movie. So I like a lot of American movies. Game of Thrones, this series too. Like I dig Breaking Bad, my favorite. But
Wow. I mean, some people like I've spoken to, like with African artists, they said Breaking Bad is their favorite. I think Fowles was one that said it. I'm not sure, but he did say those type of series are what attracts him. So I don't know what is it about. What is it about Breaking Bad that you like so much? Is it just the element of like trying to escape prison? Is it like the whole vibes there?
no, no, no. Breaking Bad is it grew on me. Like it started very slow to me because the first thing was when it was coming out of his lab that I saw. Very slow to me. So the story was very intriguing, following it up. So I think that's why I got stuck to it because it didn't just hit me. It started growing. It started growing that I got so used to it. It became part of me. After
Mm.
the series, I don't know what to watch.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of catalog that you're watching, so very some good classics as far as American movies, and hopefully one day you get to go to America and like show off your superstardomness over there, man. I mean, what was it like growing up in Nigeria? Because obviously, music came into like fruition with you in like 2015, like when you went to university, which we'll go into in a minute. But were you listening to music a lot in the household? Were your family quite musical as far as listening to music? Like, give us a vibe of what you were listening to in the household.
My dad be playing a lot of music in his car. I remember a lot of if a lot of he plays Lucky Dube, plays Brian Adams, play 50 Cent. He played 50 Cent the first time I heard 50 That was my dad. Yeah, so he played a lot of music. Though I didn't really care. I just knew I loved to sing some along to some of the songs, but it wasn't like a thing for me to sing. I think I was singing one song that my mom said, "Oh, you can sing." That was the only thing my mom said, and I think that was the biggest statement. I never said this before, but that was a very big statement. It didn't lead me to sing though, but it was extremely big in when I now fell on music. I always remember that she said one day that I could sing. So
So
That's
really kind of like the starting point was like your mum giving you those words of encouragement that didn't lead you to music straight away, but it was a starting point of thinking, I wonder where this can go now that my mum's kind of put those juices within me to say like I can actually do this.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, big ups to your mum, man, for sure on that one. And obviously your dad, like, listening to 50 Cent, like I mean, my favorite album of his, Get Rich or Die Trying, like you can't beat it, to be honest. And that was one of my first albums that I ever really, bought before like downloading was a thing. So and of course, like, as you said, university, like, you studied chemical engineering, but what's crazy about it is that there's a lot of celebrities that come from that university, and they become superstars from that university. I mean, Fireboy, like you met him from the same place as well. But with chemical engineering, was it something that you studied because it was something that maybe your parents wanted you to go into something before music, or to make your parents proud, or was it just something that you were genuinely interested in before music became a thing?
No, I didn't know what chemical engineering was when I finished secondary school. I didn't know there was stuff like that. I know. What I knew was medicine. We only knew
Right.
medicine and lawyers, just like the very primary stuff. So I applied for medicine in another school. They gave it to me, but I was too young. I think I was 13. I was extremely young. So I waited for some particular reasons. I did not go. Then I waited another year. Then after another year, I think I lost interest. I was really the medicine didn't, but I was very good in mathematics. So I decided that okay, if I'm going to another school this year, what would I like to study that is relating to me calculating something? So engineering, I just decided to choose chemical because it's one of the
So it was
yeah.
just the first thing that came up on the prospective list that was close to like medical stuff. So it's like, yeah, all right, fine. I'll take that as a course. Why not? Okay, let's do it.
That's what happened.
I mean, of course, like, Fireboy, you met him at university as well. What was this? Did you meet at university, or did you guys meet beforehand? Like, how did you first meet? Like, what was the first connection?
No, most of the people I met in the university. Most of the guys that I know that sing, I met like Black Bones. I met him in the university. The Fireboy, couple of them that that I met everybody there. I did not know anybody because I was not into music before I came.
Right.
So even I didn't care about singing. So it was when I started singing, I started knowing, oh, there's this guy. Yeah.
So it was kind of like you kind of met everyone in the same place, and you kind of then realized in your head, like, I mean, what was the realization that music was the thing for you? Because you were studying something completely separate to that. And what got you to the point of like, okay, I've meeting these guys here. Music is now something I'm becoming. So what was that first intrigue to go like, I'm gonna take music seriously now?
The person that introduced me to music, I met him in school too, but he now happens to stay in my street, in my hometown. So he introduced me to music. Then I started, being curious. I started managing to try to improve because I was very terrible. But I was trying to improve, but I think the trying to improve was my problem because then I started skipping classes. It was cooler to me to be around these music people or that sings because it was very boring to be in class sometimes, just be writing notes and stuff. So it was just cooler to hang out when others were in class and
Mm.
just listen. So that was what made me start, taking music serious. So one has to lack for one. So the classes has to start lacking and they take attendance for score. So you get to have to lose a lot of them scores. And so that's how I tried to get serious with music.
Okay. And then that led you to a great opportunity because you got discovered by Phyno, Penthouse Records, through one of your freestyle sessions that you did on Instagram. And funnily enough, another Nigerian artist we spoke with recently, Ruga, had almost an identical route to how you got searched because the Prince had found Ruga through one of his Instagram freestyles. So it's funny like how you had a similar route to what Ruger got to being signed. So do you think like the way forward is kind of like just doing freestyles on Instagram and then hope for the best that you get searched? I mean, how did even like the prospect of Phyno search for you?
What I believe is that a lot of people, with most people that I think has the best talent, don't have many opportunities to get. So I feel like social media is like the place where you can just display yourself, and hopefully somebody just finds you intriguing enough to invest, or put interest in you. I think so. Doing freestyles is just one of them. You put it out, you don't know who's watching. You don't know who is watching, so anybody can just stumble on it. Anything can happen. It's a land. It's the real America. It's like the land of opportunities. Just to You don't know what will happen. So that's why best place to really put yourself, and hopefully something can
Yeah,
happen to
and the opportunity struck, man, because you got good in a big way. I mean, you got signed in 2019, and it was July 2020 when you had your first EP release, Razor. You done like some tracks beforehand, so um, were you working on material before you got signed, or was it to the point that when you got signed that you thought like, okay, cool, now I can really take my material and kind of really build on it and make it a big thing for me?
No, because before I got signed, not yeah, I was recording. I was always recording. I was basically that's all I like to do at that time. I just record. Doesn't have to be a material stuff. I just record songs. But honestly, I have not used any of the songs at those times. I never went back to them. When I got signed, dumped every one of them. And when I got signed, I still dumped a lot, a lot. I just started using like 2020 music. So like,
So
you
was
know.
it just like a fresh start? Like I'm signed now. Everything I've done before is kind of like this is like a testing point, before getting signed, and now it's like right, this is the real start for me. This is now the true music that I'm going to put out there. Be so was that fresh start for you when you got signed?
Yeah, when I got signed, I had this general mentality of everybody has to sing Afro music. I love Afro music, but they say even if are not great at Afro music, you must squeeze yourself into it.
Mm.
Just I did not like that mentality, but I think I succumbed to it at a particular point where I was like, I don't have a choice. Actually, maybe I have to just do it. Then I realized at one point that everybody was doing the same thing. So you get
Mm.
you go to the charts, you don't see any song different from Afro music. You go to TV, they play everything Afro music. This is promoting our culture, definitely. But sometimes I feel like people who really, the way they want to express themselves, need to really express themselves, because then that's how you can get the best out of yourself. Because no matter what I sing, I still represent Nigeria, right? That's that I'm from here. No matter what comes out of my mouth, English is our official language. It still represents Nigeria. So I don't really. So I just got to one place. One day I just stopped recording Afro music, and I recorded like three trap songs like Zoom, Hollywood, and Satisfied. This will happen. I recorded three of them because I got tired of recording Afro songs, and that's when I realized I think I have to really take some of this trap seriously.
And of course, like it's beautiful that you said Zoom because that's what I was going to talk about because it's a different spin on what we know for Afro music in general. Like you put your trap element into it as well, and you also worked with Davido and Wale on the remix as well. Like I mean, amazing collaboration in itself. Was that through the label as far as getting those guys, or did you naturally connect with them? Like, how did you get those guys on board?
It, it was how the video came was I was second on the charts. I've never been high on the charts before. So Zoom went so far to be number two on all charts, on TV, on radio, behind Davido's fame at that time. So Davido tweeted and said I should not get past him on the charts, that I must stay on my number two, and just stated that he needs to be the reigning champion. So he just tweeted at me and said, "Do you want to get on the remix?" That's what happened. I think he just hit my, yeah, it's just that's how it is. And he just hit my label, boss up. I think they finished that. Then we went to his place, recorded easy.
Wow,
It
just
was
like
great.
that.
top dogs to really show you love like that. So I really appreciate it at that time.
Yeah, and you
So
just said that you recorded at his was it at his home or his studio that you said you recorded at?
recorded in his house.
Wow, I mean, because is you must have gone to his house and then just thought like, yo, like, what am I stepping
Yeah,
into?
I was like, man, this place, this is wow. It's like to be a superstar and stuff like that. This is really the stuff. Like,
Do you
yeah,
aspire to get to that level of being like, oh, I got this home like that, or do you see things differently?
yeah, yeah. Of course, like when you see progress in music, what comes to your head is more and more progress, and I think this kind of stuff comes with more progress. Definitely
Mm.
comes with more. The, you get to a state where you just feel like, yeah, I'm here. I want to display. This is the change that I've achieved from this music. I want to show off a little bit. I think that comes with the music. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, like you definitely showed off with your latest single, with Fireboy. As you said, like you met each other through university, and I heard in an interview that you guys had come to the conversations that we're gonna make it. Like this is gonna happen for us. Like we're gonna get to that superstardom level, and you're pretty much there anyway. I mean, with history, the track is banging. I love the visuals as well. Directed by TG Amori, who worked with Olamide, Wizkid, Burna Boy, and D Smoke. And from the visuals, it seems deep looking in because to me it sounds like there have been things that happened in your both your pasts, and you wanted to make it a turnaround to say like we've made it now, like you made a few enemies in the past kind of concept. Was that kind of the vibes that you wanted to get when you and Fireboy made this track?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, it's like it's coming from nothing to something. That's basically the lots of struggles that me. I believe that people have more struggles than happiness right now in the world. Like there's a lot of pain going around, round and round. People have so much shit going on in their lives. Then I've seen this. I've seen this firsthand. So when I was making a song, I knew that this song actually talks about a lot of people's struggle. Like it doesn't have to be sweet. It just understand the songs gets you past a lot of your struggle. I hope that was what happened when I was making the song. So
And
because the
the visuals are powerful as well. I mean, especially towards the end, like when you had that shoot by, and people need to see the video because it's just like what freaked me out in the end is that you did this like almost kind of Matrix feel where it's like you're on the floor and all of a sudden you just automatically get up. I'm thinking like, wow, okay, this guy's on a different level, man. Like, is he got the spirit back and he was just whoa, I'm back up again.
yeah
Great.
yeah
Yeah, crazy man, crazy. Well, I mean, enjoyed the video. Guys, go watch the video, man. It's really really powerful as far as the concept, and it's a banging track as well, man. And I really really enjoyed it. And I just wanted to touch on as well. You had a name before you were Cheque, and from what I researched, it was Kyle B.
yeah.
So what I wanted to know is like, did you consciously change your name to Cheque because were you realizing like, oh yeah, I'm starting to make that paper now, so I need to have a more name that's more reflective to what's happening with me, or is it just like something like, nah, Kyle B is not working for me anymore. I need to change it quick time.
Yeah, I never really liked that name. And someone gave it to me when at the very unserious stage of the music for me. That gave it to me because I was like much of a geek when I was in school. So he thought there was a series popular at that time, Kyle XY.
Right.
So he gave the Kyle, then added my last name to it to be Kyle B. But it was pretty hard for me because people naturally didn't know how to pronounce it. It was in my area because it was a more indigenous area, so people couldn't really pronounce the name. It was everything was. I wanted to change the name since, but then I was already Superboy at that time.
Ah. So is that where the Superboy comes in? So you had like Cheque, and then you wanted to add Superboy afterwards because you already had that.
Check from saying too much check at one particular freestyle. I was saying my check, continuously. I said it so much. I was the check guy from that day on.
Okay,
So that,
so where you say mic check, mic check, mic check. Ah, check. Okay, that's what I'm gonna be.
no, no, that's not when I now go to stage sometimes. Before I sing, they say check. The way I say it is not the normal say. I say check. I say
Ah,
check, check. That's what I say. So a lot of people now that I say check a lot. So then I was Superboy check on my
ah.
check. That was or the only place it was. Then I was Calby everywhere. So there was a day it was in the same room. I never said anything before. Me and Fireboy changed the name on the same day in the same room. He was DML before, so I was Calby. Then he said he wanted to make DML stand out. Wanted to make it more standing out. So he said Fireboy DML on that night. On that same night, we were thinking about what name. He was saying I should change it to my real name. I'll be like, I don't know. Then we landed on check and just added Superboy. So we just did it so it could be Fireboy and Superboy, whatever name.
Wow. Okay. What an amazing story, man. So both of you were in the same room trying to figure out what your names would be, like, and it just naturally fit. And now, it just works for you both that you're just killing it in the music scene right now. So the names really like are synonymous to your careers. Like, so what I mean. Well done for that. So I mean, obviously you collaborated with Davido, with Fireboy, obviously, Wale. I've seen pictures of you in the studio with Burna Boy as well. So firstly, are we expecting a collaboration with you and him? Because it would be interesting. I would like to see that.
I hope that happens. Well, I'm hoping that happens. I'm trying to work on that on my album. I'm hoping that happens. So it's gonna be a great stuff because I've always loved this vibe, the story, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it's crazy. What's your favorite Burna Boy track that you like from his?
uh this last album, Real Life,
Mmm.
my favorites. 23 is good. I listen to a lot. 23 on Real Life, I listen to a lot.
Mm.
This the last album I listened to a lot, African Giant from but I don't the African Giant album. I love that a lot. That was I think that was my favorite one.
Crazy, man. I mean, as far as like UK artists on our side, is there anyone that you've heard of that you'd like to collaborate with as well?
I love J Hus. There's no doubt about J Hus. I don't know. I don't think there's no competition to J Hus for me when it comes to I want to feature this person straight up. No, because it's a conspiracy album. Uh, I don't the way his stuff is. I love it. I love his stuff. I love it. It's just the vibe is complete. It's I love the vibe. I don't know how. That's what I'm saying. So I just J Horse. There's Big Skepta. There's Stormzy. There's great people, but I would like to feature all these great people. But hands down, I'm not even Cap J Horse.
Mm. A J Huss and Check collaboration. Okay, I'm expecting that down the line as well, man. I mean, what's next for you, bro? Because obviously, you got history now. You got a project that you got coming out soon. So, I mean, what are we looking towards? What's the future looking like?
Yeah, I'm a project guy. I've never really fancied singles, honestly. I'm always a project guy. I don't think anybody can really know what I'm made of with singles. I'm always like, one song. Now you gonna really see when I drop a project, because then you'll be hearing it that this is just not a normal person. Like it's just not normal. Like it's just not random. Okay, he's saying no, because that's why I love projects, because you can really express different sides of you and bring it to the R&B side, the singing side. Because when I fell on music, the first album I ever bought with my money was The World 2.0,
Mm.
Billz,
Okay.
2010. I'd never started singing. I came to visit my uncle in Lagos the first time, and I was passing by. I think I heard a voice that sounded like a rat was singing. Like I loved it. It was like a chicken, like was so tiny. Like I was like, what is this? I ran to the market the next day. I was asking people, where's the market? Where's the market? I sat there at the market for 4 hours just to get 2.0 word. I
Wow.
have to tell you this. I sat down there. I was like, I need to hear it. This. I heard that album a whole year long. That was the first album. So like, there's a part of me that got attached to this very pop R&B sound that I'm trying to show in my album now. Some songs on my album has that I never showed before. So that I think I really invested myself in that part at the end where nobody knows at the initial stage. So
Well, can't wait for that to happen, man. And you know, from the previews of the sort of vibes that you're bringing, especially with history that you just released, like I can't wait for more of the popping shit from you, bro. Like I can't wait, man. Well, before I let you go, we're running out of time, but before I let you go, I do this with every artist. I'm a bit of a Twitter stalker. So you did this thing on Instagram where you said "ask Cheque," but I'm gonna flip it now because there are some tweets that I've seen beyond that I'd like to get into. Very light-hearted, and just to get a more elaboration, just for fun for our audience. Is that cool with you?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's do it. So the first one is, I mean, it's kind of relevant to what you pretty much just said. I don't care if anyone don't like trap music in this country. Me and my people will rule the world with it very soon. So do you want to elaborate of what it is you meant when you said when you put the tweet out?
Yeah, before I drop Zoom, I talked to a lot of people close to me in my family, outside my family. Not family, like I mean people around me, family, outside. They said it is impossible to have a trap hit song ever in Nigeria again. A smash. That's what everybody says. Not everybody, but like majority of people. The rest don't talk. It's not that they say it's possible. The rest of them don't say anything. Then I said, what I said in particular was because everybody always say put more pigeon, put more indigenous. That's what everybody tell me, which is very depressing for me at that time because
Mm.
it was hard for me to if I wanted to do it, but when they say I get angry inside of me because it's not because they are saying the wrong thing, but because I even when I try to do it, I struggle with this thing. I struggle. So when they say it's like you are telling me my problems, it's like you are putting on me what I find hard to do. So I said somebody, and I said I will make one of the biggest trap songs of maybe in 10 years. When you hear this song, everybody's going to know it's going to sound like a very general song, a natural song. But when you sit down to listen, it's actually an English full speaking of a trap song that is not a regular song. Somebody shut me down instantly. Not possible. That's impossible. I'd be like, then I was honestly, I that day I was not strong enough. And then I said, even if it's not me, somebody will do it. That's what I said. I said, even if it's not me, somebody else will do it. That they's gonna
Mm.
sing a song, whole country gonna sing it. It's going to be full of English or whatever he does. Then when the person I apologized when I dropped Zoom. So a lot of people said it before because I always knew in the back of my mind that anytime I go to the charts, the only trap song I see is Drake, Roddy Rich, Lil Dog in our chats. And I was like, so if it is like this, why do you think somebody random in our country cannot be on the charts like this?
Mm.
Like, yes, they accept it from the Americans, but they don't accept it from us. I said, do you really think a 200 million population of people in the whole Nigeria that is so large like this really cares about what you are saying? That I said to him that whatever you sing, there are 200 million people. You will have your fan base if it is properly done. I do not really care what you sing. 200 million people is a large number of people to listen to one genre of music.
Mm.
You can sing you like and make a life a living or whatever you want out of it. That's what I said. So when I got it, I knew that a lot of people are going to be looking at me like,
Mm.
oh, he dropped. Uh,
And
okay, that
and
one
you
was good.
certainly made attention from that anyway. So you know that you've made people start talking about it. All right, two more. I preferred this love thing when I almost had nothing. Now, fake.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be like, you know, all these sides to in my life, most of the things that have happened to me, I know it's just weird. Like, because I don't fall in love before once. I've experienced some of this stuff, but honestly, the stuff broke because of lack of money. It was as simple as that. There was no money to, I need some money. I don't have this shit. I do not have. I don't know where to get it. I do not know. I cannot steal. But because there was a real true love there, it didn't work. Recently, same thing happened. No money, everything broke up. Now I could do some stuff for myself, right? Everybody who come don't really give a shit like that. They just so it's like two opposite stuff. Like there's a big sacrifice that I fall on. I have something to offer somebody now, but these people not really like the old people because I can see the ingenuity of these people, not like the genuity. So it's like I'm not really getting what I want from both sides. Like you get.
Okay, I hear what you're saying on that. Last one. Tell your man to play satisfied while doing it. He might just last longer in bed.
Oh yeah, put it there.
You threw the
Wow.
shots at, bro.
What? Mm. Yeah, cause it's the energy. I thought it's the energy song, cause you know that's why I feel like it's an energy booster. Like the kicks were coming in, you wanna have fun. I don't I don't know what to say, man.
No, I hear that. I hear that, man. Like, if they hear satisfied, they'll probably know what time it is, man. Well, I wish I had all the time in the world for you, but we're just running out of time. I want to thank you, Check, for spending time with me, and I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for joining me.
So much.
All right, cool. If you could tell our audience where they can catch you on all the socials and what's coming up, the floor is yours, my man.
The boy Superboy Check. Catch me on all the social media at Superboy Check. Come and never leave. Peace.
All right, cool, cool. Well, blessings to you, Check, and hope to see you in London one day.
Definitely, I will come to London one day. Yeah, definitely.
All right,
And
cool. Make
I'll
that one of your first places to come to.
yeah.
All right, peace out then, bro.